Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, sports lovers all over the world, particularly lovers of football or soccer, as it's known in the United States of America. You're welcome to the show. This is the Redeem Sports at the King's Palace Television. And this time around, we are covering the semi-finals of the ongoing AFCON, African Cup of Nations, in the nation of Cote d'Ivoire. It's been wonderful, it's been great, it's been everything you can call it. But we are down to 4. We are already now in the semi-finals. You have to sit tight for this edition. It's going to be the best so far. You don't want to go anywhere. My name is Tunde Badram, your host, and my co-host has not changed. That's not going to change anytime soon. He's right here with me, Dimeji. All right. We're together. We're going to take you through. Of course, we are never alone in the studio, but Dimeji is down to 4. 20 are back home, including the top 5 rated. We are down to Nigeria rated number 6, Cote d'Ivoire rated number 9, and then South Africa rated number 12, and Cote d'Ivoire number 22. Talk to me, what's going on?
So in the last episode, you said something. You started the show saying it's getting hot.
Oh, yeah, spicy.
And it's spicy hot, as you remember. And absolutely, it is getting spicy hot. If you look at the quarterfinals game, it's like nobody wanted to give up an opportunity to score. Everybody, all the teams actually kind of pushed towards like the 80th minutes and they played. It was a lot of penalty shootouts. It was crazy. So I'm really looking forward to the semifinals.
It will be great. Well, we are never alone in the studio. The usual suspect is here again. Tunde Alemero, you're welcome to the studio. And I'm sure Shegun's face is not new to you. Or Shegun Ladapo, you're welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me once again.
Absolutely. But, before we dive into everything, we will take a very, very short break. It's not going to be long. We're coming back very soon. Go nowhere. It's going to be really, really great. Sit tight where you are and see you shortly when we come back from the short break.
At RCCG, the King's Palace, Katy, Texas, we're committed to bring a positive change to our community and the world at large. We are transforming the nations. We are world changers. In this season, we're equipping our members with powerful technology tools to strengthen engagement and accessibility to the church. Introducing the RCCG, the King's Palace mobile app, powered by ChurchPad. This mobile app addresses the core and expanding needs of our church, with a wide array of unique but connected features. With the mobile app, you get access to an interactive and completely personalized experience. Reserve your seat for in-person service, live streams, videos, and sermons. One-time or reoccurring giving options. View giving history, and download your contribution statements with a single click. Self-check-in and access to other amazing resources. With this revolutionary app, you can stay connected to RCCG, the King's Palace, participate in live events, give, and more. You can also receive alerts on important updates. The RCCG, the King's Palace mobile app is called RCCGTKP. It is available for free download in the Google Play Store and App Store. Download the app today.
Welcome back, sports lovers. Again, this is the Redeem Sports at the King's Palace here in Katy, Texas. We're bringing you live coverage from the media studios here, talking about AFCON 2023, played in 2024. We're covering the semifinals. I bet the quarterfinals must have been amazing. All of you saw this. Again, the main host, I'm the sidekick. Tunde Badram will be dishing out lots of hot questions to our guests, as he's introduced previously, Tunde Alemero and Shegun Ladapo. We're enjoying you to sit back, relax, as we take you through this journey, as we prepare for various matches happening tomorrow. Tunde, talk to me.
Absolutely. Dimeji, we're down to semi-4 of them. Let me shoot at Tunde Alemero to get going. Now, for me, of the 4 matches in the quarterfinal, I think one that I'm not going to recover from in a while is the match between hosts Cote d'Ivoire and Mali. Cote d'Ivoire was 1 goal down, 1 man down from about the 42nd minute of the game, I believe. And then at the 98th minute, Mali conceded that equalizer. Then they went into extra time, and it was looking like a penalty shootout. And then, bam, at the 120th minute, the winner came. What happened to Mali? What was the downfall of Mali? Was Cote d'Ivoire just very great or something really went wrong with the Malian team? What do you think?
Thank you so much, today. So I must say, first, a very, very big congratulations to the Ivorians. I actually watched that match, and it was such a great match. And I mentioned in the last session that we had that this Ivorian team, the fact is that I think God is using them to proclaim a message to the world.
Yeah.
From this team was just about being kicked out from the group stage, and the same Cote d'Ivoire now in semi-finals. Now, something actually changed about that team. What they said, when you are pushed to the wall, there's nothing else to do than to fight back. And that I saw in that team. Now, beyond the fact that they were about being kicked out from the group stage, and now they're in semi-finals, is the fact that if you look at everything about the last game, like Tunde said, they scored at the 90th minute, just when you thought the game was over. And extra time, boom, at the 120th minute again, that happened. So that I don't know how best to describe a miracle. And it was such good. But I was so disappointed in Mali because they had all the chances, they had everything. I watched
including a penalty.
Yeah.
They lost a penalty as well.
They did.
I watched Seydou Keita, their ex-captain, in the stands, and he was a former Barcelona striker. He was really so upset. They had all the chances. When they were meant to attack, they would just draw back. And they were actually playing, they had 11 of them on the field. And I think the disgraceful part of the fact was the fact that they were going to beat the referee as if I'm like, what's happening to these people? But again, a very big congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire.
Congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire. Miracles still happen.
Yeah.
All right, check on that. Well, look, Cape Verde, South Africa. What a match. 120 minutes of goalless draw. And then we saw what we have not seen before, at least in my experience of watching tournament. A goalkeeper saving 4 out of 5 penalty kicks. Is it that the players of Cape Verde are just so poor penalty kick takers, or the goalkeeper was just too good? Talking about Raymond Williams.
Yeah, the way I see it, that's the Cape Verde, takers, the penalty takers for Cape Verde, they were inexperienced in taking penalties. If you look at the 4-3 that they took, so it was the same side that the keeper went. I mean, you could have looked at, okay, the first person that took this penalty, the keeper went that same way. You'd have at least take your own to the right side of the post. He went the same way. And even the third one. And the only person that scored went to the right side of the keeper. And I think that they were not prepared for that penalties. Because, at this very stage of the competition, you should have, prepared yourself that anything could happen, particularly for penalties. When you get to, round of 16, quarterfinal, semi, and even the finals, you should prepare your players. And I think they came with the belief that they are going to win. I mean, by 90 minutes, they should be done. The way they played, they never prepared for penalty.
Okay, let me take this question to you. We completely agree with, with Shegun as far as, those penalty takers. Is it the goalkeeper that was so good? Is it the kickers, or a mix of the two?
Well, I think it's a mix of the two. The thing is that, and if you look at it psychologically, the fact that he played the first one to the keeper's hands, there's a tendency for the player to think, though, I'm going to go to the other direction. And the keeper still went on that way. But one thing that Shegun said that I agree with, I'm not sure Cape Verde were prepared for that penalty. They probably were. So I was so sure that they were probably going to win. But that didn't go well.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Tina, let me continue with you here. It's funny, like many Nigerians out there, including and especially yourself, you didn't expect your Super Eagles to come this far. You as a matter of fact, you were very unpatriotic, and we were hoping that Cameroon will actually beat your Eagles. But if you look at it now, they have come this far. They're in the semifinals. They beat Cameroon, and they also beat Angola in the quarterfinals. They're only 1 goal down. They've only conceded 1 goal. Now, what's been the strength of this team? Has it been the goalkeeper, just like Tunde said? Has it been The players striking and scoring, well, we haven't really scored as many goals as, other teams. But what do you think is the strength of the team? Is it coaching? Is it the supporters?
Okay, I will say, thank you, Demi. I was saying in many years, I've never seen, aside the days of Keshi, Olise, Amokachi, JJ Okocha, I've never seen a united Super Eagles like we're seeing now. I've never, ever seen. And that actually played out. Now, I will see a lot of clips of them dancing, the bond and everything.
No, but the Keshis, I mean, they were good with that. They entertained us on the bus, and they were close-knit. Maybe this is a lot closer than...
Yeah, and I agree. But the fact is that we have not seen this in a long time.
You're right.
We haven't seen this in a long time. You could see players playing to instruction, respect. But at some point, the keeper, Stanley, was yelling at the captain that, hey, why are you exposing me to this? So, playing to the coach's instruction. Now, this team is actually motivated. All the legends coming to Cote d'Ivoire to give them the support. That actually also played out. There's something very, very interesting about this team is that the way they play, it's not about, when they interviewed Moses Simon, he said they were asking him, how do you think Victor Osimhen is feeling now that he's not scoring goals? He said, look, this guy is not even thinking about that. That everybody in camp, all we want to do is win. Nobody cares who scores. Now, Dimeji, in a long time, when was the last time you saw fans screaming and shouting a player's name? That has not happened in a long time.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who is meant to be our striker and he's not even scoring. But yet they're screaming, Victor, Victor. And that's what else can you say? So they have the support, 100% support of the fans as well.
I really like what you said because they all have been playing unselfishly. Especially Victor. I mean, you would expect, he's hustled the ball and times that you think he'll score, he'll give the ball to someone else. Wow.
Shegun, tell me, the Democratic Republic of Congo versus Guinea, I believe, were expected to be a very difficult match. But Congo, or DR Congo as some people call it, easily ran over Guinea by 3-1. I was shocked. I was thinking Guinea would put up a fight, especially what Guinea did to Guinea-Bissau. Now, should that make Ivory Coast a little afraid in their semi-final match against Democratic Republic of Congo?
Yeah, in football, any little thing can easily go wrong, and you can easily, get it wrong, and your opponent can get that particular thing right, and before you could say Jack Robinson, they've scored. Even one goal could, get things so bad. So against Ivory Coast, it's going to be a tough match for Guinea. For
Congo.
For Congo, for DR Congo now to beat them, because what is playing for Cote d'Ivoire now is their country. The whole nation is behind them. Look at their last match. Look at everywhere with their orange t-shirts. So that is going to play against. So one thing that we are sure to see between Cote d'Ivoire and the DR Congo is typical African football. Yeah, that is what we are going to see. It's going to be a tough one, but definitely we might not see too many goals like the 3-1 that they did with Guinea. No, I'm not sure we could, be able to get to that extent with both of them. But it's going to be a very tough one. We are going to see good African football because it is just one play to the final, particularly for Cote d'Ivoire, having been almost being out of the competition now. But now just one match to the final, they want to play everything that they have.
But Shegun, I totally understand the fact that they have home field advantage, but Congo has not come to lose. If anyone goes past the quarterfinals and gets into the semis, you could be sure they have gotten there by merit. In most cases. So while I totally understand that Ivory Coast has their fans behind them, I think the DR Congo should also be motivated to beat Ivory Coast. What do you think about the fan base back home in Congo? What do you think about the mental state of? Because I didn't think that Congo would be here right now.
Yeah, I mean, they will definitely come to put up a fight that, no, even if we want to go down, we can't just go down cheaply. You know, even the fact that they beat, you know, Guinea,
Yeah.
will like, okay, we can do this, we can, you know, win this match. But like I said earlier, a little thing can just turn in a game and you just lose it. They can fizzle out. Anything can just happen in between it. Now, look at that game against I think the Malian game. The reason why they reacted like that to that referee was because they believe that the referee robbed them. So anything that the referee is
Any
going
team
to
will
do,
believe that, Shegun.
yeah. So anything that the referee is going to do against Guinea with Cote d'Ivoire, they will believe the same thing. That the referee is going to be in support of the Ivorians to play them. So the moment they I just wish they don't get it wrong in any way if they want to win.
Yes, we're going to take our next short break. Viewers, go nowhere. When we come back, we're going to be discussing the two semi-final matches. The first one between Nigeria and South Africa, and the second one between Cote d'Ivoire and DR Congo. The break is short. Go nowhere. We're back soon.
Do you want to act? Do you want to express your talents? Do you want to know the ins and outs of film production? Do you wonder how movies are made? How they pick do this and just beautiful? Do you want to be behind the camera or in front of the camera? Do you want to be the star of the show in the spotlight? Do you want to learn voiceovers, animation, editing? There's several things you can do, directing, several options you can do. And so God has answered your prayers because the TKP Drama Academy is here and here to stay. Glory to Jesus. What's going on? Who are you? Excuse me, what? Do you know who I am? Who are you? Je m'appelle Mademoiselle Louise Babanox. Actually, it's Babanox. Get your pronunciation right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you need to come to TKP Drama and Film Academy so you can get your character right. Yes, and I am auditioning for the role of Mademoiselle. Glory. Louise. Glory. Babanox. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, come for the TKP Drama and Film Academy so you can get your acting right and your costume right. We will groom you and teach you on how to do it. Let me get the information for you. The registration is open. Please register from 6 years and above. Please, parents, register your children. And also, the academy commences in April. It is open to everyone, not only TKP members. Anyone is welcome from the age of 6 years. Like we said, children, teenagers, adults, even grandparents, grandmas, everyone can come. No, we're open. To register, scan the QR code on anywhere on the screen. Can I do that now? Right? I thought you said you're doing. I am. Sorry. Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. It's not the only line you know. Do it. Get your character right. Session entails 3 months of weekend online classes, culminating in an on-site boot camp in July 2024. That's this year in July. Sounds like my dream. Oh, glory. I know. Summertime. I know. Oh my gosh. Don't miss this opportunity to change your life and to get your characters right. Yeah, come be like me. Some people need it. The rising star. Oh, glory. Mademoiselle. Please share the news to others. Let's get her to the academy immediately. I'm already in it. She needs it. You know? In it.
You're welcome back, viewers. This is the Redeem Sports at the King's Palace Television, and we've been reviewing the semi-finals, the two semi-final matches and the ongoing AFCON. The first one between Nigeria and South Africa, and the second one between Cote d'Ivoire and DR Congo. With me in the studio is my co-host, the Major Ladele, and of course, Shegun Ladakbo to my immediate right and Tunde Alimero to my far left. Now we're back in here to begin to discuss the semi-final matches. And Tunde Alimero, I'd like to start with you. Right. For some reasons that I don't fully understand. Nigerians ahead of time had said that it would be better to play South Africa than to play Cape Verde. Now, are they saying South Africa is going to be easy run? And, what do you make of this pairing? Or why is Nigeria excited to play South Africa?
I think it's two things. If you look at the group stages of the AFCON this year, you imagine that Cape Verde actually really had something to offer. And so every team wanted to avoid Cape Verde just because of the way they emerged. And that's probably why to be honest with you, I didn't want Nigeria to play Cape Verde because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Because with the way they were going, I wasn't really sure. So that's probably why they didn't want to make Cape Verde. Now, to be honest, this is AFCON, and not just AFCON, a special AFCON.
Yeah.
It was a very special one. So the only reason why Nigerians feel they will beat South Africa is basically because of the head-to-head. That's what I feel. But again, this is AFCON. Don't go into this game thinking, oh, we beat them before, so we can do this. This is 11 versus 11. And these are not we're talking about the days of, this is not Kocha and stuff. So leave the head-to-head thing and play your game to win.
Absolutely. 11-11. Leave nothing to chance. Shogun, now, it's Nigeria, South Africa. Now, the last match, the quarterfinal between South Africa and Cape Verde ended in penalty shootout. Like we said earlier on, when Williams said 4 out of 5, is it a warning for Nigeria, a warning to Nigeria never to allow the game get to penalty shootout? It wouldn't matter whether or not, he had some penalty shootout. Nigeria shouldn't be worried, about the goalkeeper who saved 4 out of 5.
Yeah. I don't think there is any reason to be panic, playing penalty shootouts with South Africa. I don't know whether we've ever played them in any penalties before in AFCON. I'm not sure.
No, the last time we played them was in 2000. 2000. Well, no, actually we played them in 2019, and we beat them 2-1 on that occasion.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think the last time we played them in the semi-final was in 2000 when Nigeria and Ghana co-hosted the tournament. I think we beat them 4-2 or something.
Yeah, 4-2. So I don't think we will ever play penalty like that. So I don't see any reason to be panicked like because their keeper has scored 3 goals or 4 penalties and then they should be scared. No, you can't compare Nigeria penalty takers with Cape Verde. These are guys that they've been taken out for drug tests. And guys, the way they play. They are so scared. They are like, man, these people are they from this planet?
Okay.
So there's no reason to fear. I'm very sure he's going to.
I wish I could ask the Major this question, but I can't ask you the question. You play some football now. If you are faced with a penalty kick with a goalkeeper with a reputation of having saved 4 out of 5, what would that do to you psychologically?
So when it comes to penalty kicks, I'm telling you, even the best players lose penalty. So I tend to disagree in a way with Shegun when it comes to that. When we were watching Senegal's game, I was so scared that I hope Sadio Mane will not be the one to send Senegal out of this AFCON. But thank God he scored. So when it comes, look, the same Victor Osimhen that has been doing so well, not scoring goals, when it comes to penalty, it could be a completely different thing. But the fact that this guy, that's a lot of confidence for him. The fact that he has kept 3 goals, he caught 3 goals in the last penalty.
Yeah. 4 actually.
4. That is really something to be. And if you remember, Tunde, those years, I think it's still the Nigerian Super Eagles, when they see that a game is going into penalties, they bring in. So there are actually goalkeepers who specialize, who are better off when it comes to penalties.
Was Aloy Agu better than Peter Rufai?
I think on penalty, Peter Rufai had the record, Had the record. Okay, fair enough. For me, it was just something in my head because, as you know, I play some soccer, and if a goalkeeper, and it's in anything, the major. If somebody, David killed Goliath. So anyone who is to fight David, you need to say, well, I better be careful with the guy.
And it took a special grade. Now, we're not going into the last segment, but it took a special grade for Goliath, for David, to really say, you know what, this guy has been killing everybody. How many days? They had to stand up for how many days? 40, was it 40
40 days.
With 40 days, they were out there in the field, and just like this goalkeeper. I mean, David could have said, you know what, I don't stand any chance. Exactly.
That was what Saul said, by the way.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah,
no, don't try it. This guy is an expert. But anyway, it's your turn to me.
All right, Chego, let me ask you this. So DR Congo is rated 22 in Africa, just like Tune alluded to when we started the show. And against Ivory Coast, they're rated number 9. Now, we have seen this tournament so far, we've titled it on this show, Giant Killers. People have underdogs, people have come in from nowhere and they'll get into the semifinals. Now, in your opinion, do you think DR Congo will prove once again that the ratings are just very irrelevant, especially when it comes to the special AFCONs in this tournament? Or will Congo join the rest of the giant killers like Cape Verde and Equatorial Guinea and Namibia, who are already at home and they're not considered giant killers anymore because they bowed out in the first round of the game?
Yeah, I think gone are the days when we believe that all these underrated teams cannot do anything. I remember what happened in the last World Cup in Qatar. Was it not Saudi that dealt with
Argentina?
Argentina.
So gone are the days where these ratings really works because they are number 1 in the world, because they are number 1 in Africa or number whatever. Let's get to the field where we have these 11 players playing 11 players. That is when your rating will prove that, okay, this is what you have. And so once they can, look at Cape Verde, look at what they did. They are almost, DR Congo, could have that edge too, against Cote d'Ivoire. They could. Anything can happen. It is football. We could have believed that somebody like Osimhen by now, should have been the highest goal scorer.
Yeah.
Number 1 in Africa. But so anything can happen. It is football. And so that will play that this rating is just by the book. But when we get to the field, we will now prove our ratings that we are not there, but we are here on the pitch.
So just like I said earlier on, it's by merit. Whoever gets there, whoever is playing the semis right now is actually playing by merit.
Yes.
Tunde, do you agree with that? And also, Ivory Coast, like you, I think you started saying that Ivory Coast was almost like the underdog. Nobody expected them to come this far, especially after they're very poor. They qualified just by, do I want to say by grace, and really not by works. So do you really believe, like Shegun has said, that until you get to the field of play, there's nothing that should bother any team about ratings?
100% I agree. And just to add to what Shegun said, I remember some months back, I don't know how long now, Tunde preached a message in church of a king. I think it was a king and a slave thing. A slave who was asked to use to cross a bridge with something, and he was able without being distracted.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were trying to distract him. And at the end, they asked him, "How were you able to do that?" He said, "I didn't even hear them. I didn't hear anybody distracting me." So even the fans will not play anything in this, because the same fans were on that field when Equatorial Guinea beat Cote d'Ivoire 4-0 when they played 1-0 with Nigeria. So the truth is that, back to your question, they've been very, very inspirational, I must say. But at this point, the reason why, one thing I discovered is Dimeji. It would have been really, really bad if Cote d'Ivoire had left this competition not displaying what they are worth. This is a different Ivorian team, completely. I'm sure they will have been really ashamed. So, and I asked myself, so you guys can actually fight like this?
So what was the turning point today? Where did it turn it around? The first game was just awful.
So,
and you could see that in Drogba's face. I mean, he was on the stands. He was very embarrassed. He was ashamed. But all of a sudden, there in the semis, where did that switch happen?
Okay, so to be honest, when I knew they were going to qualify with 3 points, I said, I wish these guys could sack their coach. And that actually happened.
Yeah.
And of course, they heard the cry of their people. a lot of people were like, what's happening here? So I'm sure they too felt, oh, this is becoming like a disgrace to us. So that really, really propelled them into, look, I'm ready to, just like Eto was telling the Cameroonians that, look, those days, and I watched a video, somebody sent a video today of the Super Eagles of 94, how they go out to fight, that to end this shit. Look, it goes beyond your whatever club you belong to in Europe. So they actually now came out to give, at this point, if they lose at this point, look, they've tried. At least we know that, look, they have something in them.
Okay, that takes me to, your last statement takes me to, to a very important question. Cote d'Ivoire had an amazing and inspirational story. I mean, if you're a preacher or, motivational speaker, I mean, the story of the lessons from the story of Cote d'Ivoire can take you for a whole year and you still not, exhaust what you have to say to inspire just anyone. Now, many are already predicting that it will be Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire in the final. Well, with the inspirational experience and story of Cote d'Ivoire, hand over the trophy to them at the expense of Nigeria, or, silver medal will be sufficient to keep the story alive still.
Okay, so, thank you for that question. So, the truth is that they've been very, very inspirational, which is really, really good. But I think they're still going to make mistakes. If you look through the Bible, Peter was walking on water when Jesus asked him to come. Mm-hmm. But he started sinking when he had doubt. Mm-hmm. So I have a feeling that the same story will change now. That, these guys, they were about to fail. They started doing well, but now they had doubt again. So that would be another great message.
Okay, what can I say? Well, so we don't go ahead of ourselves, talking about Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire in the final, Nigeria must still cross one hurdle if that is going to happen. The match in the semi-finals against South Africa. In your opinion, what do you think Nigeria needs to do to overpower the strong contender, South Africa?
Yeah, I believe they should just, play their game, particularly the way they played their last game against Angola. Yeah, they should just, try to build more on how they play in particular. Because I keep looking at that one of the guy, the way the guy played. The last time I saw any player play like that, I think it was Amunike that played like that, played so deep into that left. And so the only thing I can just encourage them is to, just keep to what they did against Angola, or even if they can do more. Yeah, because we almost won that match by 2-0. The opportunities will come, because those South Africans that I saw, they are not as fantastic as I believe they could be. So they should just, build on.
Well, I believe one of them might be listening to this broadcast. Stick to your game plan. Change nothing. Dimeji, we're about wrapping things up.
But we can't wrap up this session without talking predictions. We have the prophet to my left here. By the way, he's actually been very good with his predictions. Yeah. He's been spot on with his predictions. All right, so I'm going to start with you today. Nigeria, South Africa, who takes it home?
Nigeria.
By what margin?
I'm looking at 3 goals.
2.
3 goals to Nigeria. And finally, Victor Osimhen will be scoring in that game. Finally.
Two predictions.
So 3 goals Nigeria, how many goals South Africa?
None.
Wow.
And Osimhen will score. Write it down.
How many will Osimhen score?
That has not been released.
Shego, Nigeria, South Africa.
2-0.
2-0 what? Nigeria or South Africa?
Nigeria 2, South Africa 0.
Awesome. 2-0. Okay. DR Congo, Ivory Coast, Shego.
That match could end in penalty, but I predict 1-1.
1-1.
Be a penalty.
So when he goes to penalty and they have the PK,
Cote d'Ivoire will win.
Cote d'Ivoire will win. Strong predictions. All right. Today, DR Congo, Ivory Coast.
That's a tough one. I don't know. It's looking like DR Congo will win that game by 2-1. And that's simply because of the mistakes. They need Omar in that game. But out of excitement, he celebrated and got a red card.
Yeah.
And one of their star players also got a red card. So it's looking like a 2-1.
2-1. So
for the AFCON.
So you and Shego agree that Nigeria will beat South Africa 3-0, 2-0, but you're split between Congo, Ivory Coast, and you think that Congo will beat Ivory Coast, and he thinks otherwise. All right, that's strong predictions. Let's see what happens tomorrow today. My favorite part of the show: you are a pastor, you are a friend, you're a father, and most especially, you are a life coach. We are at the semifinals. You win, obviously, you proceed. You lose, you go home. At this stage, especially when we get to the bottleneck stages of our lives, is it skill and talent versus grace, or a combination of skill and talent versus grace? And
Well,
grace.
look, I think when you get to the finish line, it's a lot more dangerous. You remember that, Moses was extremely anointed, talented, great leader, one of the greatest leaders in history. He had just few days to the promised land. And then he was angered, and then he lost it. He didn't make it to the promised land. I think it was 1990 World Cup that Zidane was leading France against, I believe it was against Italy, in that final match. And then things have been going on very well, and then gave a terrible headbutt. And he got a red card, his team lost. So I think the most important thing, particularly when you're close to finishing line or finish line, is to be a lot more careful. Make sure your talent will still be important. The grace will still be important, but people can abuse grace. Talent can be mismanaged. I think the most important thing at that point is what Jesus kept saying at his own finish line to his disciples. He said, watch and pray. And it's interesting that he said watch before pray. So when you're at this point, when you're close to the finish line, watch. Don't concede unnecessary red card that will affect your team negatively. Take all the chances. Stay focused. Stay calm. Somebody can abuse you on the field. Don't retaliate. Don't punch. Don't do anything silly. Watch. And Dimeji, pray.
Wow. In Tunde Badru's words, you've heard it, grace can be abused, talent can be mismanaged. Watch and pray. We couldn't have had it any better than those words that you've just dished out, and we truly celebrate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much.
much.
Today, thank you very much. Our viewers out there, please do not forget to subscribe, like whatever social media platform you're watching this show on. Again, we are the Redeemed Sports at the King's Palace Television, covering AFCON 2023, played in 2024 in the city or the country of Côte d'Ivoire. We're excited for tomorrow's games. We hope that the best team wins, but again, do not abuse grace, the grace of God in your life, and do not mismanage that talent that God has given you. Like Tunde said, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. What does the scripture says? If your eyes be fit,
Be single.
be single.
That whole body shall be full of light.
Exactly. Your whole body shall be full of light. Keep your eyes single. Make sure you stay on the course. Make sure you fight, the good fight of faith. And Tunde, one last word from you.
Well, look, we are all in a race. We are all running towards the end of this age. Jesus is coming very soon. The same words of Jesus in Gethsemane. When he was very close to the end of his ministry on earth, he told his disciples, watch and pray. He says, look, the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. And he says, be careful so you are not tempted. It's the same message, Dimeji. Strongly so. Let's keep watching. Let's keep praying. Let's keep serving Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. A race has been set before us, but we must keep our eyes on the one who has run the race before us, the finisher, and the author and the finisher of our faith. He's the only one, the only coach who has never lost before. If he's your coach, you are not about to lose. Get him on your team. By the way, he doesn't need money to be hired, like earthly coach. If he's your coach, you will win.
And like you say, heads or tail,
you win.
you win. Have a good one.
All right, see you guys next time. Bye.